Well, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting. If you are watching this live, we are live. We're going to have our friend Jasmine from Foundever join me in just a little bit. But first, let's test and make sure that we have sound. So if you can hear me, please post it in the comments where you are watching. Tell me where you are getting this live stream. And also post your questions, your comments. We'd love to be able to send you a shout out. So I am listening to myself right here as we speak. Yep, I'm listening to us and watching us to ensure that we can hear you, engage to you. So again, tell us where you're watching. This is our live webinar. So welcome so much. Welcome very much to this live streaming. If you're joining us, we have these live webinars every Wednesday. Our Blue Star Careers webinars are it's an opportunity for us to connect members to job opportunities and partnerships while raising awareness and creating pathways to all Blue Star members can engage in employment opportunities. Now, this month of July, I encourage you to again connect with us via the neighborhood because you can explore career pathways without the pressure. This is a slower hiring season, and it makes it a perfect time for you to do self paced growth through learning, networking, and reflection. And yes, this is a live webinar where you can actually network with those who are potentially watching just like you. So join us as we kick off next week, a summer of learning. Explore more in the Blue Star Careers community. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Let me tell you about today's webinar. We have an incredible partner, Jasmine Nguyen, the community marketing lead for Foundever. Foundever is a global leader in customer experience and business processes outsourcing. The company employs over 150,000 people around 45 countries. So think about the massive growth that that particular company can have and offer opportunities for you. Over 60 languages, so bilingual talent. This is also could be your home. Foundever collaborates with top global brands to deliver sales, technical support, customer service, analytics, consulting services. I mean, the employment opportunities are endless. So I hope that you are ready to join and dive in with Jasmine and learn more about the opportunities that we have to offer you. And if not right now, maybe just click it into your alerts and start following Foundever so that when the right opportunity gets posted, guess what? Now you know the how, where, and who to connect so that when that amazing opportunity is there, we can just make it very simple for you to get connected. All right. So let's begin and welcome Jasmine. Thank you so much for watching. Keep posting in the comments where you're watching and also any questions you might have about remote opportunities. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who's already posted and started sharing where they're watching. Please continue to post it throughout the entire segment. We want to know where you're watching so that we can send you shout outs, but also we can suggest to you job opportunities because Foundever is across the globe, it's all over the US. And although ideally we're here today to talk about remote opportunities, guess what? There's also some physical locations where you can go collaborate with your colleagues and network, also have lunch sit downs with your with other employees. And actually, if you're not necessarily a remote employee, there are physical locations, like I know our friends in Utah, where you can show up and work with rest of the team. So, but anyway, let's welcome Jasmine. Jasmine, thank you so much for the opportunity to converse with you, to take 30 minutes out of your busy schedule as a community marketing lead at Foundever. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do at Foundever, any military connection, if you might.
Yeah, thanks so much for the introduction, Laura, and thanks for having me on this live stream. I really do value our partnership with Blue Star Families, and I love to speak about Foundever's opportunities. I work remotely from outside Chicago. I've been with Foundever since 2019, so about 6 years. Foundever proudly supports military families through partnerships with Military One Source, MSAP, Recruit Military, and other veteran organizations, along with Blue Star Families. We value unique skills and experience that veterans and military spouses bring to our workforce. Not sure if it froze, hopefully not. But I could share a little bit about the trajectory and experience in general. Is it working?
Sorry about that. Uh,
Is it working on your end?
Jasmine, so it looks like I lost a little bit my connection on my end. It is extremely hot on my community. Looks like
Well, I could talk a little
my
bit about my career trajectory.
internet is started to slow down. Look through jobs and you said, "Wow, this is my job. This is what I want to do."
Yeah, so one of the best parts about Foundever is there's room to grow. Personally, I used to work downtown in Chicago. I had an hour and a half commute each way. I was sitting there, and this was before COVID, this was before everyone wanted to work at home. And I said to myself, I have to go home, and my feet are already wet. I do not want to work out in the city anymore. So I started looking for different opportunities, and that was definitely my experience looking. I found Foundever. I started off on the phones, and I was with a really big account that we have, which is I can say is Intuit TurboTax. And when I started with them, I realized this is the place to be. I want to stay at home. So I kept working my way up. I went to a different account. I became tech support. I went into being a supervisor and a coach. Then I started to switch back and forth between recruiting and supervising and coaching. I loved it all. And I found that I particularly liked recruiting. And then I got this opportunity to work as a community marketing lead within recruiting. And I felt like it was definitely the place to be. And that is one thing I just love about this company. You get your foot in the door being on the phone, you can work your way up. What you put in is what you get out. So if you're ever in a room with any of the higher ups, you look around, you ask questions, you know that a lot of these people started on the front lines. They started on the phones. And that's one of the coolest things. Also to look around and see so much diversity. We really do celebrate diversity. I would say some companies I've been at, I look around and I'm like, well, I feel like maybe I'm the only woman in the room. That is not the case here. So I do like to say if you do put it in the work and you do ask the right questions, there are opportunities to keep moving up.
Absolutely. One thing that really struck me as I was preparing for this is the fact that you guys have 45 different countries, over 60 different languages that you support, but also you
Mhm,
are all across the US. So that is incredible opportunity. And it's
mhm,
very uplifting to know, as you are mentioning, that you can start in one department, but also be able to transition towards another area of expertise or work your way up to other opportunities. In fact, I was talking about Foundever yesterday with someone, and I
mhm,
said, it could be the way for you to start and then move your way up to the all the way to the BP level within a few years, after you test out the culture and you find out if this is a great fit for you, and you drive your own career pathway. So this is wonderful. Now we want to know more, of course, about great opportunities. So Jasmine, you're going to lead us through this really short presentation, and then we're going to answer some more questions from everyone. So please post your questions. Let us know if what location you're in so that we can respond to you. But right now, Jasmine is going to lead us and tell us a little bit more about Foundever and why you need to keep your eyes open as we approach our hiring season and our busiest time when we start recruiting. And I say we because I'm part of the team. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, if you wanna go on to the second slide, I'll tell you a little bit about Foundever, which you've already mentioned. We're a global leader in the customer experience industry with 150,000 associates across the globe. We're the team behind the best experiences with 800 plus of the world's leading and digital-first brands. Our innovative customer experience solutions, technology, and expertise are designed to support operational needs for our clients and deliver a seamless experience to customers in the moments that matter. Sykes and Cytel are now Foundever. So if you've heard of Sykes, if you've heard of Cytel, we are now Foundever. It's good to know. You can go further with Foundever. We deliver leading customer service solutions to global clients that offer their consumers an array of products, including insurance, financial, tech, telco. You'll find our call center job surprising. All of our calls are inbound calls only, no cold calling. And for me, that was a really big deal. I didn't want to be just cold calling people selling something. This is not the case. People call you and you help answer questions. We invest in our people with on the job training. Our new associates have an opportunity to focus on what matters most, a great career. And right now, in particular, we have a really great opportunity for College of Insurance. This is for many of the states in the US. We're seeing who would like to apply for this position and who would be a good fit. It is a really good time because when you apply for College of Insurance, if you look at the description and you think you would like it, we help with the training and we help pay for the exam. And then the certificate, as long as you stay with us for 1 year, is yours to keep free and clear. And then you'll have that insurance certification through your state. So it is something good to think about if you do feel like you would like a career instead of just a job. So your primary job responsibilities are to, 'cause like that's the question, right? Like, what are you actually going to be doing? Interact with customers, clients, internal sources to provide coverage information, evaluate client needs and research to answer inquiries and make appropriate recommendations, utilize tools and applications to complete needs and resolve customer inquiries. And this is not something you're just going to be sitting there on your own in your house doing alone. There's so many resources. We have training, paid training, of course. And then within the first week of your taking calls, you have somebody you can ask questions to directly who listens on the phone with you. And then once you're actually in production, is what we call it, when you start to take calls on your own, there's a live chat that you can answer. You can ask questions, people answer in real time. And I know this to be true because I'm one of the people that asked the questions to start, and then I'm one of the people that helped answer the questions once I knew the answers. So you're never just alone in this.
Perfect.
No, one of the good questions probably you're asking yourself is what are the qualifications and expectations? The number one is the ability to complete training and pass a background check. So that's a big deal. We have a lot of banking clients, a lot of insurance clients, and they do require a background check. And that is one of the big hurdles that you do have to go get over. If you think this is a good job for you, you think it sounds interesting, you apply, then there's a process which we'll go through in a minute. But once you accept the offer, I would suggest right away to starting the background check as well, because sometimes that can take like 2 to 3 weeks to come back at least. And you want to just make sure that it gets back before the next training class starts. Number two, it's good to be an organized self starter who's dedicated to learning and expanding their knowledge in a continuous learning environment. Also, number three, adhering to standard operating procedures and consistently utilizing resources provided. And number four, upholding your customer care standards by achieving individual goals on average handle time, after call work, quality, adherence, and reliability. And I have two things to say about that. The first is it's pretty standard. Most jobs do require that. But the other thing is that we have a lot of exciting new AI enhancements that are coming our way. Some are already in place and some are not. And like when I used to take phone calls, I would have to type the notes myself. Now I think it sort of listens and tells you, and just sort of you can copy and paste the notes, which I think is a pretty cool thing that our company is offering.
I love it. Where do I apply?
Right? I know, right? Let's go back. All right. Create your best moments. So At Foundever, we believe that every action you take, no matter how small, can have a significant impact over time. These actions can seem insignificant at the time, but they define our own experience. You enjoy the small moments and celebrate the big wins. More importantly, make them happen, whether it's a friendly conversation or taking that big leap. No matter how long you stay with us, we hope you feel like the lasting impact and benefits of those positive moments throughout your career. Compensation, right? That's the most important question usually. Pay is hourly, and Foundever pay periods run biweekly. We only offer permanent full-time positions at this time, I believe, but check the website, jobs.foundever.com. Sometimes we do have temporary, but for the most part, only offer full-time positions. Pay ranges from 13 to 19, depending on the account. You can always move up, and all offers of employment are contingent on completing and passing the background check. So, like I said, if you do think that you're interested, please start that background check as soon as possible. The only last thing I want to mention is the home office requirements. So, we do send you a computer, we send you a monitor, we send you a headset, we send you a webcam if your account requires it. Sometimes they do during training. But the thing that you'll need to have is your own computer or laptop for the first couple days. So say you like this job, it sounds interesting to you, you apply, you get sent the assessment, we think you're a good fit. You do one interview or two interviews depending on the account. Then we send you a job offer. You review that job offer and then you decide you do want the job. You sign it, you start your background check. What'll happen is you'll get put into the first training class that we have. But for the first few days, the very first thing they do is confirm your address because they want to send your computer to the right place. And then we go ahead and send it out. So, those first couple of days, it's important that you still are able to be in training. And that is why we require that you have a laptop or a computer. Maybe you can even borrow one. I think a lot of people do, just to make sure that you don't miss those first few very important days. And then, usually within a few days, or sometimes even a couple days, you'll get a computer from us, a monitor, the headset. You can use your own as long as it has a USB headset wire attached. And so you'll plug it all in and it'll be through everything Foundever sent to you. You don't have to have anything anymore. We used to require this PowerPoint does say we require a monitor, but we send you one now. So you actually don't need to. Sometimes they get some questions about this. So if there's anything in the chat, please let me know. All right. That's all I have for now on the PowerPoint, but does anyone have any questions?
Let's remove that so we can see the chat. So thank you. And I do have some questions myself. I'd also have some
Mhm.
questions out here that are popping into the live. So Heather or Nisa, if you guys are watching, Marcella as well, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments. We'll try to answer those for you. And then we have some questions that came up from our community as we polled to ask what questions to ask. And so, as you know, Foundever, of course, and you guys have been such a great partners to us and to the military community in general. So, veterans, we are in PCS season. So, how can we make the best out of deployments or PCS season and align with the remote work environment that Foundever offers?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We always attempt to work with our employees when possible. So, if there's any moves that arise, we don't have any specific programs, but we are aware, like, you're people, we're people. We try to work together and make sure we can hopefully keep you on as long as we can.
And the opportunities, obviously, it varies the remote work options, but some of them where it says any location USA, it's really literally like any location. That includes, because I'm looking at my colleague here, Connie from San Diego. So, Connie, this is for you. San Diegans can also apply for some of these remote opportunities.
You can't.
Californians.
Yeah, I would look and see what you would be interested in. Although, just so you know, I don't think we have any current jobs in California.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but you can
But
check the website again later. You know.
yes, and when in
Mhm.
doubt, for any of you who are watching, if your state or a specific role is not listed, the best way to always be alerted when those incredible opportunities come is to set up job alerts. I have them, so I get those in my inbox. That's when I know when Foundever is hiring because I have job alerts, and then if new jobs go out, I immediately go and check them out and then evaluate if I can share them with our network or not, depending on what our people are asking in our community. So set up job alerts, get into their create a profile. It doesn't cost you anything, and then be alerted when the next opportunities are added, so that you can get the job alerts. Right, Jasmine? I mean, you're in
That's the
Illinois.
best way. Perfect
That's
way.
the best way to be notified. Yeah.
Mhm,
Also have another question here. As you know, also with we military community is very mission driven. So, what kind of a community and inclusion among Foundever programs do you guys have that you involve or you affiliate your employees?
Yeah, great question. We'd love to showcase our amazing employees. Everyone you see on our social media or in that PowerPoint, they're all our employees. They're not paid actors or anything like that. We like to highlight our active military veterans and families with a Facebook Live, which I think you participated in this year. Thank you, Laura. And we also host events. I helped organize countless parades, job fairs with military veterans, military families in mind. One example in Sumter, we attended the Fort Shaw event, I think 2 or 3 this year, and we handed out swag. Fort Smith found ever as part of the Veterans Day Parade the past couple of years, and Montgomery is part of Advon database. We're part of the Hiring Veterans Program in Sumter, Hire a Vet. We made a pledge in Sumter specifically. They asked us to guarantee an interview for all veterans, and of course we do. But one thing that overall I think is a way that we can support everyone is we look into skill-based hiring. So, we have the assessment. We make sure that people meet certain standards. But if somebody has skill-based experience, we're not going to overlook them. And I think a lot of companies sometimes do.
Got it. Yes. You
Mhm,
know, I might tell you as a bilingual brain sort of a thinker, I never did really good with any companies when I took an assessment. So
mhm,
for a lot of our community partners or members out there who are bilingual or trilingual, or maybe you just think differently outside of the box, don't
mhm,
be discouraged. Please reach out, because sometimes
mhm,
there are other opportunities. The assessments are not made for everybody, and so, or not necessarily with your thinking in mind, but the opportunity to have this direct connection with Jasmine, to ask
mhm,
questions. But be mindful, of course, because Jasmine has a lot of emails and Facebook or LinkedIn messages to attend. But just ask, if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. Just be very mindful of your ask, so that we can get back to you also as well. Um, Now, when it comes to, you mentioned your personal experience, Jasmine, about growing and training, but also starting in one job and then pivoting to another one. What would be some of those best practices? How can you, as an internal employee, do to capture your next career internally? And what would the process be to have those discussions with your manager?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Just talk to your coach, talk to your manager, say, I'm interested in opportunities. Let me know what's coming up. You can check, there's always a website. Once you're working here, you can look on EverConnect and see what opportunities there are. And as long as you sort of put the feelers out and you say, hey, I'm ready to move up, what options do I have? I think most people in this company are like, let's look and see. Let me help you. Let me introduce you, you know?
Absolutely. Now, I
Mhm,
do have here a question from Heather. It was asking about how to get started on the background check. So I think this will probably walk us straight from the process. So today, I
yeah.
see this incredible remote opportunity, the seasonal or licensed customer service representative. Walk me through
Mhm.
the process. I'm going to go today, right? Just as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go and apply. What should I expect?
All right, that's a great question. So first, you see the job, you think you'd be a good fit, you think it will work for you. You apply, you do the first little application with all your information. Then it should be within a couple of days, you'll get a link to take an assessment. So that would be by email. I would check, keep checking, or by text or by call, and we'll ask you to finish that assessment. Once it's complete, and we look and see if you would be a good fit, then we move you on to the second part of the process, which would be either 1 or 2 interviews, depending on the account. After those 1 to 2 interviews, we send you the offer. If you think that this job looks like you like it, it's something that would work for you, then you can sign the offer, start the background check, and as soon as that comes back, then we would put you into the next training class.
Awesome. And does everyone who submits an application for the priority jobs, because there's jobs listed on your site, but then there's other that are really priority listings, like the license, customer service, and all of those, right? But does everyone who apply for those, do they all get an assessment link regardless of their application, or?
It depends because I think there's some knockout questions right on that first application
Okay,
page.
gotcha.
So as long as you are a good fit, then you get the assessment.
Got it. Okay,
Mhm,
good. So make sure you pay attention to the questions that you're being asked so that you can respond to those accordingly, and make sure that
mhm.
you are being very, very insightful about your responses, and you like um, check for typos and everything else that I always like to tell people. Don't just apply for the sake of applying. Make sure that is very coordinated with your experience. And then after the assessment, is there like an interview? What does the interview look like? Is it a panel? Is it via video? AI ask you all these questions? You might have said that,
That
but
is That's a really good question. I think I'm sorry, but I think it just updated, so I'm not might not have the most updated
okay.
information, but I believe it's with the person. So, first you do the assessment and then they schedule you to talk to a person. I think it's over the phone. I don't know if it's on video. Maybe some accounts are. And then the second one is the same thing. But
Got it.
there's a lot of accounts where you only get one interview. You don't have to do 2.
So that's okay. That's perfect.
Mhm,
So, but essentially, I think what I got when you were presenting the PowerPoint, but also your own personal story, is essentially you could be working for one of those really high level companies out there that maybe you haven't had a chance to, I don't know, explore, or you just really, really align with their products, like you mentioned, Intuit. And so, but you could be working for Intuit through you guys,
mhm.
essentially conducting some of that work, initial work and things. So you kind of get to test drive a little bit of that sort of business need for that company. Not that you will leave Foundever to go work for Intuit, but at least you get your, you get your need to support financial products and all kinds of things. So
Right,
great.
and if you I mean, that's one of the advantages, right? Because if you're an Intuit, you can only go up and Intuit. If you're at Foundever, there's many different accounts that potentially have more opportunities that you can keep moving up in different ways.
Wonderful. So there's a lot of
Mhm,
growth because there's many seasons, and so many companies have different priorities and throughout the year. So you
mhm.
essentially you are doing financial or customer service in one specific area, one season of or one quarter of the year. The next at the beginning of the year you are doing something else, maybe some gardening, or I don't know, just different things. And you get to
Tech support
balance your schedule. Tech support, that's right.
right, or during the holidays, I think we have had in the past some of the more famous companies that, like, offer greeting cards, certain things like that as well.
Well, so
Mhm.
during your experiences as a customer service agent, what was the biggest highlight of your day to day sort of a getting on the headset and then responding and doing? What was the best takeaway for you through that experience?
That is such a good question. I really feel like, and I'm sure most people that do customer service will agree. I mean, you'll run into people that you would rather not talk to again, but you'll also run into people that you can actually help. You can give them the answer that they need to make their day go smoother, and now they're happy. And the end of the phone call, they're like, "Thank you." Right? Isn't that the best part?
Absolutely. Yeah, you
Mhm,
get to make someone's day just like you made our day today by allowing us to talk to you, even though we had some initial technical difficulties. My internet kind of dropped a little bit. I'm going to go check after this to see who got into the gaming system
mhm,
because that's usually what happens.
good.
But with all of that, we're going to just give you back time. And all of those who are watching, say thank you so much for supporting Connie. I'm going to send shout outs right now to Marcella, Heather. Thank you so much. We also have Heather watching from Reno. Thank you very much. Connie is over in San Diego. We have Racy in Arizona. Thank you, Racy. And then also Marcella all the way in San Diego as well. And community, don't keep this to yourself, please, because we all know and we all be scrolling through our social networks, and we'll see another military connected member who's going to say, I'm looking for something to do from home. I'm working for a remote opportunity. Some of us have a little bit more restrictions in a specific type of work we want to do or family dynamics. Others don't have any restrictions. We just want to work. So the case is just simply share, tag that network, tag that friend, share the webinar, or just simply share the link of to the community so that all others could get referred or could get their visibility of their application through Jasmine. We're so lucky we have, I have her email, a direct connection. I can say, Jasmine, I have these member who applied. So I really want to wow Jasmine this next month with a lot of connections of you guys applying. So please let us know. And then if you have any doubt, I'm going to show you really quick. If all of this, at the end of the day, you're like, okay, Laura, just thank you. We're scrolling. I'm just watching this right now. Go to our Blue Star Careers community in the neighborhood. When you reach our media center right here in the community, you will see right here we have our Blue Star Employer Partner Network, and then we have listing of partners just like Jasmine, who allow us to send referrals to participate. And if you can see right here, it's our friend Foundever right there. And so we have an exciting video we took from their YouTube channel of a great person who loves it there, the work from home direct link, and then also just in general career opportunities that we have done with them. So it's all in there in one stop shop so that all of our Blue Star Career members or non members can take advantage. All you got to do is just ask and reach out. Okay. Perfect. Let me also just over here check really quick because our spouse first community out here on Facebook is also watching, and I just want to make sure that I take some shout outs for them, um, so that we don't neglect. And LinkedIn is a little bit slow today. So, LinkedIn family, I think the system gave us a little delay, but you'll get to watch this eventually. And so, thank you very much for supporting. Um, while I do for those comments, Jasmine, is there anything, call to action, anything you'd like to share with us about the current hiring season that you guys are preparing for, and how can we really stand out for those opportunities?
Well, I would just say go to jobs.fundever.com or this amazing website that you have, thank you, and just go ahead and see what appeals to you, see if there's anything that looks good and go ahead and click apply. That would be my suggestion. And then of course, please reach out if anything comes up. You know, you ask Laura for my email. I'm happy to look into anything. And thank you so much for having us today. That was it's amazing. I love this. I love this opportunity. Boost Our Family is my favorite. Thank you, Laura.
Yay! Thank you. See, you hear that? We are Foundever's, one of Foundever's favorites. I'm not going to say the favorite, but one of the
That's
favorites.
my favorite. My favorite.
We don't want to wake the SBOs a little bit out. But thank you so much, Jasmine, for donating your time again. Thank you for your flexibility. And any of you who watch this or watch the replay, again, please reach out. We are here to support you. But if you let us know and you are very specific with your ask, it will really just tackle the timeline a little bit faster, because time is money when it comes to some of these seasonal or permanent, I'm sorry, permanent remote opportunities. We get thousands of applicants, and if we can get visibility of you, alert to Jasmine and said we have 5 members, we have 10 members, we have Laura's applying for it, then she can look you up and then give us feedback, or I don't know, do her magic, but at least we tried. And so that's the whole thing we want to do here through our program, is to try to get you in front of incredible partners who will do their best to pre-screen you, or simply just give us feedback. That's all we want. Just be there and hold our hand when time of need. So anything else you want to share about Fundever, or you personally that you're doing, Jasmine, that we can all support you? Any last minute call to actions as we end this?
No, I don't have any extras, but thank you, thank you.
All right, perfect. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for the shout outs, Marcella and everybody else who's watching. Again, meet us in the neighborhood and we'll create more opportunities for you and continue to alert you in any of the future remote opportunities that we have in partnership with Fundever. So thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you. Bye.